Guys, I'm gonna go to the toilet. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go to the toilet. I'll be right back. So today we're gonna read a book called Rita the Roller Skating Fairy. This is actually my name, so I like this book very much. Rita the Roller Skating Fairy. This is the village. This is the Cool Kids Leisure Center. Now, I love the Cool Kids Leisure Center, said Kirsty Tate. Wait, my book fell. Let me just fix something. Wait, I'll be right back. Okay, good. Now, I love the Cool Kids Leisure Center, said Kirsty Tate. She held out her arms and twirled around in the middle of the foyer. Me too, said her best friend, Rachel Walker. I'm so glad it opened halfway between Tippington and Whitbury. It's brilliant that we get to choose an after-school club together. Lucy, the lady who was organizing up the after-school sports clubs, looked up as they walked over to her. Wait. How was the bike club? She asked. It was even more exciting than we expected, said Kirsty, sharing a secret smile with Rachel. With the help of Bonnie the bike-riding fairy, Rachel and Kirsty had chased a cycling goblin around the countryside, ridden a raft down a rushing river, and rescued Bonnie's magical bracelet. As friends of fairyland, they were used to enchanted adventures, but their adventure with Bonnie had been one of the most exciting yet. I'm very glad to hear that you had fun at the bike club, said Lucy. There are 2 other clubs running this afternoon. Would you like to try roller skating next? That would be great, said Rachel. I love roller skating. The teacher, Liz, has set up in Hall 2, said Lucy. She'll fit you with a pair of roller skaters each. Rachel and Kirsty thanked her and hurried towards Hall 2. They opened the door and met a blast of pop music and laughter. Roller skaters were skittling slowly across the room. Their arms were held out wide and their legs wobbled. Wait, guys, let me just fix something. I'll be right back. Yay. Now, so, hi, and welcome to Roller Skating Club, said a young woman with long dark hair. I'm Liz. I can't wait to get you started. Roller skating is great fun and a fantastic way to keep fit. The girls told her their names and she went to get them some skates. Rachel and Kirsty shared a worried look. Wait. I hope that Jack Frost doesn't cause trouble for this club, said Kirsty. He's already made the bikes break and the trampolines collapse. I keep thinking about that too, said Rachel. Keep a lookout for goblins. Jack Frost has stolen 4 of the magical bracelets that belong to the after-school sports fairies. There were still 2 left to find. Center. So that he could get fit without anyone watching him. Then he was planning to win an arm wrestling match against his sister Jilly Chilly. Here we are, said Liz, coming back with some skates. I think this is going to be a popular club. Lots of people asked about it after they heard that the roller derby was coming to the city stadium. Wait. I heard about that, said Kirsty. Wait. I heard about that, said Kirsty. Uh, it sounds amazing. It sounds amazing. All the best roller skaters in the country are going to be there. Yes, showing all of their best moves and tricks, said Liz. I've got tickets to see Kara uh, I've got tickets to see Kara White tomorrow. She's the world champion. Crash! There was a yell from behind them as 2 girls skated into each other. They landed on the floor and pulled themselves to the side. This is why it's a great idea for everyone to skate in the same direction, said Liz, helping them up. That's what's so strange. We were skating in the same direction, said the first girl, rubbing her chin. I don't know what happened. I lost control, said the second girl. I must have spun around. Just then a boy called from across the hall. Liz, where did you put the knee pads? They're in the red bag, Rob, said Liz. The boy shook his head. The red bag is empty, he said. Rachel and Kirsty exchange sorry. Rachel and Kirsty exchanged a worried glance. The crashes and missing equipment must be happening because Jack Frost has stolen the after-school sports fairy's magic bracelets, said Kirsty. He's making everything go wrong so that he can have the leisure center to himself. It won't work, said Rachel in a determined voice. Not if we have anything to do with it. Girls, would you help Rob look for the knee pads before you put your skates on? Liz asked them. I want everyone to wear them before they start roller skating fast. Rachel and Kirsty hurried over to the back of the hall. While Liz called at the back of the hall, wait, I read it wrong. Wait. Sorry about that, I'm just nervous. I was in school a lot of time and I'm just tired. But I'll try to read as much as I can. Okay, continuing. Slow and steady, like ASMR, or something like that. Rachel and Kirsty hurried over to the back of the hall, while Liz called all the other skaters together. Oh, let's start with the basics, she said. Can anyone tell me what a lemon is? A fruit, called out several voices. Yes and no, said Liz with a laugh. When it comes to roller skating, I want you to try a completely different sort of lemon. It's an exercise to help you get more control. We're going to keep our skates on the floor and just roll forward slowly, moving our feet together and apart. As Rachel and Kirsty started searching for the knee pads, the class began practicing their lemons. I'm looking forward to trying that, said Kirsty. She reached out to an orange bag, and then let out a little cry of surprise. Rachel, this bag is glowing, she whispered. My heart is thumping like mad. It must be a fairy. Chapter 2. Back to Fairyland. Kirsty unzipped the orange bag and saw Rita, the roller skating fairy, waving up at them. Hi, Rita, they said together. Rita was wearing a flowery blouse that tied at the waist, with a matching pair of roller skates and a flippy red skirt. Hello, Rachel, said Kirsty, she replied, flicking back her wavy, white, blonde hair. I've come to ask for your help. There's a problem at the Fairyland skate park. Please, will you come with me and help to sort it out? Of course we will, said Rachel and Liz, and the others are busy practicing. But Rob is bound to notice two people disappearing. Rita peeped out of the bag and looked at Rob over the top of her glasses. She said. We just need to make him look in the opposite direction. She waved her wand, and the girls saw something sparkling in the corner. Rob noticed it too and walked toward the corner to investigate. This is your chance, said Rita. Come closer. But the bag is not big enough, said Kirsty. Trust me, said Rita, smiling. Rachel, what? Margarita? I think Mommy will come back soon. Oh, okay. If my mom comes, I'm gonna leave the live stream. I'm gonna end the live stream. Okay. Rachel and Kirsty bent down to look into the bag, and instead of bumping into each other or the floor, they just kept going deeper. Oh my goodness, we're on the way inside the bag, said Rachel. There was a flicker of silvery sparkles, and the girls felt their skin tingle. They blinked, trying to get used to the half full light. Then they looked at each other and felt a rush of excitement. Rachel, we're fairies, Kirsty whispered. Okay, brother. I like you, brother. My brother's commenting, and I really appreciate that. Those are the two fairies. As a faint glimmer of fairy dust hung in the air around them. Then Rita skated out of the darkness, looped around, and stopped in front of them. Thank you for saying you'll help, she said, hugging them. Are we still inside the bag? Kirsty asked, peering into the shadows. Yes, but not for long, said Rita. Her eyes twinkled and waved her wand. Red roller skaters appeared on Rachel's feet, while Kirsty found that she had purple ones. Then the floor of the bag arched up under their feet. It turned into a slope that got steeper and steeper. Then they started to roll down it. Whee! Rachel squealed. Faster and faster, one after the other, the fairies zoomed down the slope of the bag. What if we hit the side of the bag? Kirsty cried. Don't worry, said Rita, swerving into the lead. She pointed her wand at the side of the bag, and it drew the shape of a golden door. The door opened and the fairies whizzed out, but not into the hall. They were roller skating under a blue sky full of puffy white clouds. There were green hills on either side, dotted with toadstool houses. Welcome to Fairyland Skate Park, said Rita. She spun around with her arms stretched out wide. Rachel and Kirsty stared in amazement. The bag had completely vanished, and they were in the middle of the biggest skate park they have ever seen. There were ramps, rails, and half pipes everywhere they looked. Wow, this place is amazing, said Rachel. But where are all the fairies? Why isn't the park filled with skaters? I think I know, said Kirsty, staring at something over Rachel's left shoulder. It's filled with goblins instead. Rachel whirled around. A gaggle of goblins was rushing towards them. Every single one of them was on skateboards. Oh my goodness! They're incredible! Rachel cried. They're running wild, said Rita. They won't listen to me, and they've already pulled up some plants and damaged the rails. I know how to stop them. Look at all the litter, said Kirsty. The goblins have thrown sweet wrappers and screwed up script pockets all over the skate park. Stop! Exclaimed the fairies. The goblins cackled with laughter and whisked past them, leaping and twirling into the air. How can they be so good? Said Rita. She sped after the goblins, and they scattered in all directions. The fairies chased them. Come back, said Rachel. Please come back and pick up your litter, Kirsty added. It's getting too boring around here, yelled a long-legged goblin. Let's go to the goblin grotto and chase everyone. The goblins squawked and cheered. Wait. The long-legged goblin held one hand in the air. Follow me, he explained. There's something glittering on his wrist, said Rita. Oh, Rachel, Kirsty, it's my magical bracelet. Chapter 3, Skatepark Sound Rules. Don't let them get away, Kirsty cried. We have to follow them to Goblin Grotto and get that bracelet back. In single file, the goblins hurtled along the bank of a winding river. They whizzed across the bridge and leapt over logs and fallen branches. Behind them, Rachel, Kirsty, and Rita were struggling to keep up. They wobbled and skittled. Their legs shook as they kept falling over. This is all because the goblins have got my magical bracelet, said Rita. Without it, roller skating clubs and groups everywhere will struggle to skate in a straight line. It's time to use our wings. With a quick flutter of her wings, the wheels left the ground. Rachel and Kirsty did the same. The goblins were just a speck in the distance, but now it would be easier to catch them up. It's getting colder, said Rachel. We must be getting close to Goblin Grotto. The Goblin village was close to Jack Frost's castle, in the greyest corner of fairyland. The fairies shivered as they got closer to the goblins. A mass of snow clouds have gathered above, uh, and they got closer to the goblins. Um, wait, no. A mass of snow clouds have gathered above, and they were flying above deep snowdrifts. The green hills around them turned into steep ice mountains. Woohoo! The goblins cheered. Welcome home! They whooped as they swept down a steep slope towards the huts of Goblin Grotto. They're going too fast! Rita cried. The green roller skated hurtled into the village. Above, Rachel and Kirsty and Rita could do nothing to stop them. The narrow streets were plunged into chaos. Goblin families dived into doorways and alleys to escape. One of the wild roller skaters zoomed into a washing line and got tangled around his waist. He dragged it with him, pulling a string of green clothes behind him like the tail of a kite. Where's the goblin with the bracelet? Rachel called. He's the one we have to talk to. It was hard to tell who was who. There were roller skaters everywhere. Some were trying out their skating tricks and balancing on each other's shoulders. Then one goblin crashed into the wall of a hut, screeching. A second goblin tripped and sent many others tumbling onto the ground. Poor things, I hope they're not hurt, said Kirsty, looking at the jumble of arms, legs, and roller skaters. It's odd that they crashed, said Rachel in a thoughtful voice. They've been skating so perfectly up till now. It's almost as if the magic of the bracelet wasn't with them anymore. Kirsty gazed around and clapped her hands together in excitement. Rachel, you're right, she said. Look over there. A roller skater goblin was standing still in the middle of the village's main square. The fairies landed in front of him. They could see Rita's magical bracelet dangling from his wrist. Why have you stopped? Kirsty asked. I don't want you to skate around the silly village all day, snapped the goblin. What do you want? Asked Rachel, taking a step forward. Maybe we can help if you get that bracelet back to Rita. The goblin's eyes glittered with naughtiness. I want to do something more than break a few washing lines, he said. I wish that I could go and get the ultimate roller skating thrill. There was a flash of golden light, then a flurry of sparkles, and the goblin, and the goblin had vanished. Rita put her hand to her mouth in alarm, and Rachel and Kirsty gasped. Where did he go? They cried. It's the power of my bracelet, said Rita with a groan. It granted the goblin's wish, and he had gone to the part of the ultimate roller skating thrill. What is the ultimate roller skating thrill? asked Rachel. And it's the roller derby, said Rita whispered. The goblin had gone to join in. This is chapter 4, the ultimate roller skating thrill. I'm gonna read that later because I'm very tired. Nobody was even listening to me this whole live stream. It was like 28 minutes. Nobody was listening to my story, so I cannot read any chapters now. Plus, my hand is tired. Hope you enjoyed my story. But I was very sad nobody was watching. But somebody might watch it in my videos, like how I read the story. Okay, that's all for now. Goodbye, and I hope you have a nice day or night. Goodbye. Bye.